Coming up on Citrus TV News Live at 6, the latest updates on the presidential election. Citrus TV speaks with voters and looks into voter fraud.
And job openings in the U.S. have increased to almost 5.5 million. Find out what this means for the U.S. economy.
And a sinkhole in Japan has caused an evacuation of over 100 households to lose power. We've got the latest details on the damage. Citrus TV News starts right now.
From the Citrus TV studios, this is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Good evening and welcome to Citrus TV News Live at 6. It's Election Day and we have your latest updates on the candidates. I'm Jackie Prager.
And I'm Romano. Voters headed to the polls today to vote for the 45th President of the United States. That's our top story tonight. After over a year of campaigning, debates, and controversy, the presidential election all comes down to this. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are expected to run a very tight race, as many polls have them splitting crucial swing states. Polls in New York close tonight at 9 o'clock, so there's still plenty of time to get out and vote.
And if you're a New York State resident, a Senate race is also ongoing between incumbent Democrat Charles Schumer and Republican challenger Wendy Long. Schumer has been one of the New York's two senators since his election in 1998 and currently serves as the chair of Senate Democratic Policy Committee. His opponent Wendy Long is running her second bid for Senate seat. She lost to Kirsten Gillibrand back in 2012. More than 1/3 of the Senate seats around the country are up for grabs this election cycle.
And right here in Onondaga County, the race for Congress is heating up as well. Republican incumbent John Katko currently holds a lead in the polls over Colleen Deacon. The Democratic challenger has attacked Katko for his votes to defund Planned Parenthood and side with pro-gun lobbyists, while Katko maintains he is one of the most independent Republicans in the House of Representatives.
Presidential candidate Donald Trump has talked a lot about voter fraud in the case that he doesn't win.
His own Chris Venzen found out that numbers indicate Trump is wrong about his rigged election.
I want to ask you here on the stage tonight, do you make the same commitment that you will absolutely, sir, that you will absolutely accept the result of this election?
I will look at it at the time.
Back in October, Donald Trump's refusal to accept the results of this year's election grabbed the attention of the United States in true Trump fashion. The Republican presidential candidate gave an explanation for his comments the next day, but the soundbite of the original controversial statement continued to circulate in the media for weeks thereafter.
Of course, I would accept a clear election result, but I would also reserve my right to contest or file a legal challenge in the case of a questionable result.
Constitutionally, Donald Trump has the right to ask for a ballot recount in each state, but his words still didn't sit well with many people.
It's an incredible slap in the face to us, to all of our staff, to Republicans and Democrats.
Dustin Czarny's job is to ensure the voting process goes smoothly in Onondaga County. From his perspective, the idea of voter fraud misconstruing the election is, well, unlikely.
In-person voter fraud is a myth because it doesn't happen. Okay. You know, I've been commissioner for 4 years. We've never had a credible case of in-person voter fraud.
The lack of voter fraud isn't an accident. The effort to prevent scamming the system involves bipartisan inspection, a rigorous registration process, and the watchful verification of every ballot cast. Even the double and triple checking pales in comparison to what technician Joe Romano says is the election committee's best weapon against miscast votes.
With the new machines, it's almost impossible. With the methodologies we have in place, it's really, I've never seen anything that would even come close to inkling of voter fraud.
According to a study from the Loyola Law School of Los Angeles, since the year 2000, a little over 1 billion ballots have been cast in United States elections. Of those 1 billion votes, 31 were found fraudulent. Those odds, Czarny says, don't leave much left for the rigged election arguments.
You got a better chance of getting hit by lightning than having in-person voter fraud.
So then the question becomes, why do people doubt the American voting process?
Like, I hear Donald Trump say it might be rigged, and I just feel like that's just maybe his excuse if he loses.
There are only reasoning that they could think of is there some kind of fraud going on with the system, other than we just didn't get enough votes. And I hope that after tomorrow night, we can all take a deep breath and accept the results.
Chris Benson, Citrus TV.
Well, all eyes will be on the candidates tonight when the new president of the United States is announced. An election night panel discussion focusing on the social media use by the presidential candidates will be hosted by Syracuse University iSchool faculty today. The panel is part of the Illuminating 2016 project, a journalism project to empower reporters covering this year's presidential campaign. iSchool professors will be looking at Facebook and Twitter posts from the candidates to measure where supporters lies in the election. The panel will start at 7 p.m. in Hines Hall.
And Syracuse University is hosting a panel tomorrow morning called National Security Implications of the Presidential Election. Directors from the Institution for National Security and Counterterrorism, as well as a former CIA coordinator, will serve on the panel. The event is at Deneen Hall starting at 11:50 a.m. And Orange After Dark is hosting an election viewing party tonight, starting at 8 in Shine Dining. Students are invited to enjoy patriotic-themed snacks while waiting for the election results to be announced. The event is free with your SUID.
With all the attention and events on Election Day here at Syracuse, students have a lot to say about the races. Citrus TV reporter James Groh talked to people around campus for their thoughts on the big day in American politics.
Huntington Hall opened its doors this morning as a polling place for this year's election. Students and residents alike have been lining up to cast their ballot in what is sure to be an historic election.
Everybody from first-time to veteran voters came out to participate in the democratic process. This isn't an ordinary election, though. For the first time, a woman is on the ballot as a presidential candidate.
I'm voting for Hillary Clinton, and I'm excited to vote in the first female president.
It's the first time a woman has been associated with the presidential election since Sarah Palin was picked as John McCain's running mate in 2008. It isn't the only thing that's getting people to vote today. For some, it's a rite of passage.
Kind of feel like I'm a normal citizen. It feels a little weird that I, in a few years, will be a full living on my own normal citizen, but this is kind of my first step towards that.
Upton said that now he feels like a contributing citizen of the United States doing his civic duty. He's not alone in this sentiment either.
I mean, it shows that you really care about this country. If you think about what so many different groups have gone through over the past few centuries to actually get the right to vote.
This goes beyond voting for one of the major party candidates. Some voters believe there are better options than Clinton or Trump. However, candidates like Gary Johnson and Jill Stein don't do very well in the polls. In 2012, they received a combined 1.35% of votes.
The polls will be open until 9 p.m. tonight with people casting their ballot for the 2016 election. It's only a matter of time till we find out who will be the next president of the United States. For Citrus TV, I'm James Groh.
Thanks, James. Tonight, join Citrus TV moderator Alex Amico for nearly 4 hours of live election coverage.
Our whole Citrus TV news team will be live from around Syracuse with in-depth reports about every race that matters most. Tune in starting at 8:30 p.m. on OTN or citrustv.com/live.
And when we come back, we'll show you how the presidential candidates are continuing to campaign for your votes.
And new numbers show millions of jobs are available in the United States. Those stories and more coming up next.
And if you had to wait outside today, you didn't need that jacket. It was pretty warm in the low 60s, but right now we're falling a little below and we might see some rain later. Stay tuned for my 5-day forecast to see when I break down hour to hour just when you'll need that umbrella.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent. We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Got a quarter?
fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television. You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hillary and Bill Clinton voted today in their hometown of Chappaqua, New York. The Clintons met with supporters at the polling place after voting.
Bill joked that he is eager to become a political spouse, while Hillary was humbled. Women across the United States wore pantsuits to the polls today to show their support for Clinton.
You know, I know how much responsibility goes with this, and so many people are counting on the outcome of this election, what it means for our country, and I'll do the very best I can if I'm fortunate enough to win today.
And even on Election Day, Donald Trump is continuing to say how rigged he believes the election is. He cast his ballot for president at a school on Manhattan's East Side. Trump would not say if he would concede to Hillary Clinton if he lost the election.
Donald Trump also mentioned the possibility of voter fraud tainting the election results. Despite this, he did speak positively about his chance of winning tonight.
Okay, I'm going to do this. So we'll leave that later.
Job openings have increased, a positive sign that the steady stream of jobs created in the recent months should continue.
The U.S. Labor Department says job openings have increased since August and are now at almost 5.5 million. This is the highest number of job openings since the record high that was set this past April.
Economists say the economy is creating enough jobs to boost income and reduce unemployment, though this growth is expected to slow as the unemployment lessens.
And today marked the start of the month-long murder trial of the Georgia man who left his 22-month-old son in a hot car for hours.
Prosecutors say that Justin Ross Harris intentionally left toddler Cooper in his SUV to die at his Atlanta workplace this June. Harris's defense attorney says it was a tragic accident and that Harris loved his son.
Cobb County Superior Court judge will be adjourning court early enough to allow jurors to vote with their Election Day ballots.
Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer said Monday that the city will be buying Pulse nightclub, the site of the June 12th attack that left 49 dead and 53 wounded.
The gay nightclub will be bought for $2.25 million and converted into a memorial for the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. This purchase price is $600,000 more than its appraised value.
Dyer says that no changes will be made to the site for the next year to year and a half and will continue to serve as a gathering place for mourners.
And a massive sinkhole in Japan has opened up and swallowed large sections of roads and traffic lights. The sinkhole now measures 27 meters wide by 15 meters deep and is located near ongoing underground work to extend a subway tunnel.
According to a crisis management officer, the hole was reported early this morning in Japan's southernmost island and is filled with water from sewage pipes destroyed by the collapsing roads. 170 households have lost power in the surrounding city, and all nearby residents have been evacuated.
And the Philippines' top court is allowing a hero's burial for former dictator Ferdinand Marcos. In a split decision, the Supreme Court rejected arguments that Marcos should not be buried in the National Hero Cemetery.
Protesters gathered outside the court after the decision, with many chanting, "Marcos is no hero." President Rodrigo Duterte supports the decision and says his father served in Marcos's cabinet, saying, quote, "He is qualified to be buried there. If other Filipinos don't want this, fine. You can demonstrate, go ahead."
And when we come back, Nicole Dementry will have a look at your weather in her full forecast.
Keep it right here on Citrus TV News, live at 6.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, babe. As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
It was a clear and sunny day for voters to go out and vote today.
That's right, Jackie. Will this weather continue throughout the week? Citrus TV weather anchor Nicole Dementry is in studio with a full report. Nicole?
Yeah, Rob and Jackie, it certainly was an absolutely beautiful day, and it continues to be pretty nice right now. If we're in Rochester, we're looking at 63 degrees. Here in Syracuse, we're down below the 60s at 59. Most of the area is in the low to mid 50s, in the low to mid 60s as well as we sit at the 6 o'clock hour. Now, if we look at the average temperatures for today, normally we're at 69 degrees. Today, we were at 69, normally, excuse me, we're normally at 51 degrees. So we're much warmer than normal. It's certainly something to look out for, and that's because of a high pressure system coming in to sort of keep things a little bit calm. Now, looking at our future radar, we're going to see tons and tons of rain. It's going to come in. We have a chance at 9 p.m. and it's not going to leave until 10 a.m. tomorrow. Expect to see those showers up to 1/4 inch of a rain overnight into tomorrow morning when you're walking to class. Now, like I said, for election night forecast, right now it sits at 69, 7:30, 54. So if you're still waiting outside, I would suggest grabbing a jacket. It's going to be a little cooler, especially since the sun is set. 9 p.m., it's only going to drop down a degree to 53, but we're looking at that 15% chance of rain at 9 o'clock, and it's definitely going to move in by the 11:30 hour. So if you're out at that time for whatever reason, make sure to bring an umbrella because it will be raining, and like I said, it won't stop until tomorrow morning. Wednesday forecast, it'll stop in the morning. Around noon to 1, you'll see the clouds and the sun. The rain will taper off, but it will be quite windy, 10 to 15 miles per hour. So make sure to brace that, especially here on the hill. Remember, it's always going to be a little bit windier on the hill. Now, moving into the 5-day forecast. Tomorrow, 46 degrees as a high. Thursday, 56. Friday, 45. You're going to see that rain come back. And Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be pretty nice, pretty clear weekend. 41, and then it's going to jump back up to unseasonably warm temperatures, at 53 degrees on Sunday with only 10% chance precipitation. So not too bad this weekend.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Definitely, absolutely, Nicole. Now, of course, we have these temperatures that are pretty high for this time of year.
Yeah.
We're in Syracuse, New York. When can we expect the snow to kick in?
Well, I would say if you're looking at the Farmer's Almanac and you're a little old school like I am, you're not going to see that snow until Thanksgiving. So when Thanksgiving comes, the travel home might be a little messy. And I mean that for plane, trains, automobiles. It might be a little hard to get home that time.
So we might be a little surprised when we come back and we're finding those cold temperatures. But
oh, yeah, and definitely some, not just regular snow, some lake effect snow.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nicole.
CVS trade shares plummeted today due to a threat of profit loss that is causing CVS's profit forecast for 2016 to go down. The drugstore chain said it could lose up to $40 million subscriptions next year due to restricted new networks for their customers. Now, Walgreens customers are blocked from filling their prescriptions at CVS's pharmacies, cutting out millions of CVS's current customers. CVS recently reported high third-quarter revenue and profits despite the potential upcoming dip in business.
And Samsung is back in the hot seat. The company's headquarters in Seoul were raided by prosecutors today in regards to a scandal running through the South Korean government. Prosecutors say they are investigating potential links between Samsung and the case involving the South Korean president and her confidant Choi Soon-sil. The president of South Korea is accused of allowing Choi to view confidential documents and of funneling millions of dollars to Choi's foundations, of which Samsung is also one of the contributors.
Coming up next, a Syracuse freshman has decided to redshirt. Plus, a special invite for one Syracuse football wide receiver, and Orange men's soccer players take home ACC hardware. Stay tuned to Citrus TV.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day I found out I had something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
A Syracuse freshman decides to sit out for this season. Hello there, I'm Kevin Ryans. SU freshman Matthew Moyer made his decision to redshirt this afternoon. Syracuse Athletics said in a statement the forward made the choice after missing preseason time with an injury. The freshman suffered from turf toe this summer, which made him miss significant practice time. The Frost was part of the 2016 recruiting class, which also brought guard Tyus Battle and forward Torian Thompson to the Salt City. Moyer ranked 74th in ESPN's 2016 recruiting rankings. Staying on the hardwood, SU basketball is back on Jim Boeheim Court tonight when it takes on in-city foe Lemoyne. SU won its first preseason matchup last week when it routed Indiana University of Pennsylvania 83-65. Lemoyne is a Division II program coached by Patrick Beilein, son of Michigan head coach John Beilein. The Dolphins finished 4th in the Northeast 10 Conference last season. This is the final exhibition game for the Orange before it takes on Colgate Friday night. Moving on to the gridiron, Syracuse football wide receiver Amba Edetawa received an invite to this year's Senior Bowl. The graduate wideout becomes the 57th Syracuse player to earn its invite to the most well-known all-star game in college football. Edetawa ranks top 10 nationally in receiving yards with 1,158. Last week, the wide receiver became the all-time single-season leader in catches and yards for Syracuse. The Reese's Senior Bowl will be held January 28th in Mobile, Alabama. And Syracuse football players weren't the only ones to earn awards today. Syracuse soccer defenseman Miles Robinson has been voted ACC Defensive Player of the Year. The sophomore was also selected to the All-ACC first team along with senior forward Chris Nenko. Robinson led the SU defense, which had 10 shutouts this season. The defenseman also recorded a career-high 4 goals this campaign. Meanwhile, the Syracuse field hockey team enters the NCAA tournament third in the final coaches poll. SU nabbed nearly 600 points and had one first place vote in the poll. It's the 99th straight week the Cuse has appeared in a national poll, and 27 straight times the Orange has appeared in the top 10. The Orange take on number 15 Harvard in the first round of the NCAA tournament this weekend. Elsewhere, after breaking his leg in Seattle last night, Bills center Eric Wood has been ruled out for the season. Wood suffered the injury in the fourth quarter of last night's game. It is the second time the center has suffered a broken leg. In his rookie season, the 8-year veteran missed the final 6 games due to a similar injury. And tough loss for the Bills right there, but, a loss last night for them as well. But they still seem to be on track to try to make the postseason for this year in the 2016 NFL playoffs.
Absolutely, absolutely. Can you tell us about Amba Atawa for a little bit?
The dude is a beast. I mean, he's been absolutely terrific this year for Syracuse. He's made Eric Dungy look really good, especially catching all the weird balls that he's been throwing up there, and the connection between them has been really great. And so it's really, really good to see a Syracuse player going to the Senior Bowl this year.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks.
And after the break, a local Syracuse restaurant is serving the perfect Election Day treat.
And we take another look at the weather. Stay with us.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
Welcome back. We have Nicole Dementry back with us. So tell me, what are we looking at tomorrow for the day after election?
So if you're sad about the outcome of the election, the actual rain will match your mood because it will be raining all morning. But again, it'll taper off for those that are happy about the election for tomorrow afternoon.
All right. Well, great. Thanks so much. And we'll be looking forward to that sunshine later on in the day.
Thanks, Nicole. Absolutely. Dinosaur Barbecue has a special election-themed promotion today. The restaurant is offering smoked wings separated for political preference.
Left chicken wings are being offered with medium, mild, or nasty sauce in a blue bucket, while right wings are available in mild, medium, or deplorable in a red bucket. And that's all the news we have for you today. Thanks so much. On behalf of the Citrus TV, I'm Jackie Prager.
I'm Rob Romano. Have a good night, Syracuse, and be sure to be paying attention to the election this evening.